Well, it's been a while since I've brought you down to this hotel. Remember, this is the Smith Hotel, was referred to back in its day, the Southern Hotel. It was built in 1906. It was converted to apartments, I'm guessing in the 60s, maybe somewhere. I no longer rent it out as apartments, but I'm going to bring it back as best as I can to that 1906 flavor and possibly have a spot for folks to come on a short-term basis. So I'm in the process of replacing the windows. They have the old double casement windows. Many of them have those window weights in them. And I'm taking those out, and I had some custom windows made that I want to put back in. So as an update to my progress on this hotel, which has been pretty lax because last summer I wanted to get into this, but I got sidetracked with the museum store building, remodeling it. So this summer the goal is to get the windows in the holes. I have all the windows in the building. I just need to take out the old windows and put the new replacement windows in. These are a fiberglass thermopane window that will be a much needed upgrade to all the windows in this building. I'll just get these blinds off of here. So what I'm doing is just taking out these old casement windows and take off the tops. These actually have weights in them. Not all of them do, but this one does, I guess. Put a new window in. I've got a wasp nest right here that I've been stirring up. Oh, I'm invading their territory. All right, folks, you got to find a new home. One on both sides. These have rollers that those window weights roll on, and they're just pressed in there. You just pry them out. You know, these have aluminum frame storm windows, so I need to go outside and get it unscrewed. These have little hidden doorways in them that you can access those window weights. One, there should be two. And then this cavity, be nice to fill that up with some spray foam insulation. One of the reasons why these windows are so cold, they got this big open air space that air can come through. Well, I've been finding out that I need to increase the width of this outside. So I add another about 5/8 of an inch to these. Gives a good solid stop to these windows. And I've made a bunch of sill plate adapters. I planed them at a taper. And some of them fit. This side is a little tight, so I'm having to kind of customize these. But the bottom of these windows are square, so this allows and makes up for the difference in the tapered sill. check for level. This one's actually not too bad. They've not all been this way, but that's not bad right there. So I'm going to do a test fit and make sure everything lines up all right. Then I'll take it back out and do some whatever adjustments I need. They're actually pretty plumb. The frame of the window is pretty square. I need to tilt this just a fuzz. It would hardly take any shim at all in the bottom. But this is where I'll have to do a little bit of adjusting. If I put a 1/16 on that corner, it's going to move that over probably right where I need it. That's why you do a test fit. Make it work though. Well, I'm going to glue my little sill and a tapered wedge in here. And I'm going to put a little piece of flashing tape over this whole thing. This is pretty sticky stuff. I'm going to bring it up the stool here. Takes a little bit to get it all around all these corners. But eventually it fits. If I have a little extra, I can trim it off. I'm going to shim this side just a fuzz. I'm going to hold it in place with this flashing tape. So we got some of this big gap filler, supposed to fill up to 3 inches. Try to fill up some of this space where the window weights were at. Big hole to fill up. The directions say it'll only fill at 50%. This is easy to see. Once we get up in here, I'm going to drill holes and kind of spray it in there. It's going to be a little tough to tell what's 50% from there on out. I'm going to go with that. Stick her back in place here. Get the right side up. I think I'm going to come up every, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 inches. I'm going to drill a 1/2-inch hole through this little dado and just fill it up in 3 or 4 spots. This is where it's tough to know how much you got in there. Well, I ended up drilling a 1/2-inch hole about every 12 inches. I go and fill the hole above and wait till that one kind of filled up, and go to the next one and wait till that one started to come up, and go to the top where the rollers are and get that kind of filled up. So a little bit of a guessing game, but I think I'm going to go ahead and set the window. So these windows were custom made by Pella, and they recommend a 3/8 bead of silicone caulking around the outer edge. That'll seat the window into the frame, and then I can screw it into place, put the shims where I need to be, and then I run the caulking bead around the outside as well. Well, I got her set in, except I forgot to turn the camera on. I'll run some shims down the side. These have 5 screws down each side, and I'll screw it into place, and I'll make sure it's firm up against that outside trim and into that sealant, bedded really well. I've planed out quite a variety of shims, all different kind of thicknesses by about every 1/16. So I just sort through these and find the ones that fit the placement of each of those 5 screws and put a shim in and set the screw. It's a little tough for this camera to pick some of this up because it's shooting against this bright light. Hold it in place by a center shim underneath. Push it against the frame. Don't really torque them down. These are a fiberglass frame. I don't want to break them. I can tell when it's just snugging up. Make sure we work okay. Seems to be good. Just finish shimming it out. Well, I have some low expansion foam that I'm going to come in and fill in these edges, but I'm trying to get all these set and sealed on the outside, so when I get this done, all of them hopefully, I'll come back and do all this seal at the same time so I don't have partially open cans. So this is just a little update on the progress of the hotel, which has been pretty slow. Last summer I worked on the museum store. This summer I hope to get all these windows in. I've got 37 total to do. This is my third one. They've all been a little bit different, so I'm kind of just fitting them as they go. Kind of like wagon building. It's just fit as they go. Anyway, this is a little update. Appreciate you coming along. Thanks for watching.